Good evening, everyone. Taibu Muad'Dib, host, podcast entertainer, author, motivational speaker.
The issue of gun violence isn't going away because there are
every weeknight, 9:30-ish p.m. We go crazy. In fact, we going nuts right now. Hit it, Shay. Come on, a little bit more. Yeah. It's cold out here, y'all. And I'm telling you one thing. It's amazing. How come they don't know? No one's life is the Cosby Show. Killer cops is nothing new to melanated people, bro. Not in the America that locks us up for mega busting, legalized prostitution so the mob can get their cut. CIA agents bringing dope in from the south and spread it through the hood so we can take each other out. The sadness in the hood isn't just some recent shit. It's the same thing that you can see on the slave ship. Trauma passed through generations lead to a peculiar life. Can't believe in freedom, even if one of your parents right. I'ma do it right, cause I'm conscious and I know the way. I got roots in Africa. Pittsburgh was my birthing place. International businessman from inmate 15208. African Messiah, dog. Someone had to save the day. All you want is metaphors about the club and freaking horse. Stacking up your paper, ashy cars, and them foreign tours. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. It starts out with Congress, yeah. Them the folks who scheme and plot. Once they pass the laws, it's on you and I to know what's up. And since we don't, that's how come the jails are jam-packed with us. I got my fist raised. And unity is in my heart. No matter who you are, come and live your truth. That's how it starts. Yeah. That's how it starts. Go get it. Go, 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 go. Don't you know it's war? They coming after you with all they got. All you want is metaphors. International businessman. Can't believe in freedom. Pleasure to meet each and every one of you. Taibu Muad'Dib and Shay. This is Live Your Truth. Pull up a chair. Get your popcorn ready. Let's make it happen together. We appreciate you for joining us. Tap in. Big, we gonna stop that share. Taibu Muad'Dib, man, waiting on our special guest, Mr. Lava Rahim, to join us. I want to welcome y'all on the eve of Thanksgiving. Got a great show planned for you guys tonight. This topic has been brewing for a while. A lot of TikToks and Instagram reels involving young people. I showed one for our man panel to start the week off with a young man, about 13, 14 years old, super tall, want to get in bed with his mom and his dad to watch a movie, and Pops wasn't having it. So when do our young people leave home? And what I mean by that is, when do they stop listening to the wisdom and the knowledge and instruction in the home and start seeking outside parties and competing factors for where they get their guidance and direction from, right? And this is an important topic, especially in the African community, because we lose our kids way too young to violence, alcohol, as my man Tori pointed out, suicide. My man Tori, that brother, if y'all don't watch that show I did with that brother on the man panel, you missing a lot. I had no idea how deep fam was until he came on the show, and I rewatched my shows to give you guys clips of them the next day or two. But he dropped a lot of knowledge. He came in with statistics that said that 38% of African men make up the prison population in America, but 80% of the youth are affected by it. And that means incarceration. That means suicide rates are higher for young people that don't have their dads in their life. So women, if you're thinking about raising them kids without their dad, that's fine, but go get them a daddy. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself together and get them a father. I'm telling you right now, they need that balance, right? And in a society still, y'all might not realize it, but this society, most of the young people have a two-parent household. You might watch a lot of movies and you might not see it in your neighborhood, but the vast majority of young people are being raised by a mom and a dad. I'm just shooting that out there in case you didn't know. Like my man Tori says, do your research, do your homework. We're making a difference tonight, man, on Live Your Truth. So please comment and let me know what's going on. Shout out to Philip Jermaine, my man Phil over there. How's your dad doing, man? I appreciate you, man, for tapping in. Everybody over here on TikTok. TikTok is the weirdest platform. They be peaking and they be leaving. But look, drop a comment in there. Remember, I coach and I speak. So if there's something that you're going through and you want a few recommendations real quick on how I would go about strategizing to overcome that obstacle, get you out of that situation, go ahead and put in the comment section and I will shout out and reach out to you. This podcast is being brought to you courtesy of the First Step Coaching Program online. Okay, the First Step Coaching Academy has been set, and you guys haven't seen the iMovie I'm going to put out in a minute, but I'm realizing that many people that are online looking for help, they look for direction. Yes, true. They might look for services or products. Yes, true. But the biggest problem that many of you are having as far as progress is concerned is that you don't have a real relationship with the word commitment. Okay. Yeah. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, fam. So if you want to be a part of the virtual studio, just inbox me, hit me up, let me know. I appreciate all y'all for tapping in. I'm going to give y'all money's worth tonight. So in discussing when the youth are stop listening to the wisdom and knowledge in the home, we have to look at puberty, obviously, coming of age, adolescence. We have to look at these technical psychological terms. When does a young person become concerned about being social? When does a young person be concerned more about being social than listen to what mom and dad are saying at home about being successful? Social versus successful. For some reason these days, folks, we can't get the two to coincide. We can't get the two to coincide. Making a difference tonight, man. And I'm bringing this up because I have recently volunteered to speak and coach and mentor at the Tarrant County Juvenile facility out there in Fort Worth. And the reason I decided to do that is because I'm going to get to speaking more, my motivational speaking more, local businesses, state facilities, and things of that nature. But I want you guys to know it's organic. It's very organic. I was one of those kids before. I was in those places before. I know what they're going to. Who else better to connect with them and remind them that there's something better on the other side than me. All right. Title Wood Deep right here, man. So the topic tonight, I'm going to jump right in. The topic tonight is what exact age do you guys believe that young people, that our youth, stop listening to mom and dad? Let me give you the background story. So I have two grown children. Fall out with both of them, right? They both have issues with me. One for different reasons. My only daughter, and then my oldest child, and my son, my first child and son, John. So in saying be tough but fair to your kids, what I'm saying is that the structure should be in place, not to dim their light or to silence their voice. The structure should be in place to help them to understand that the process wins. The process is important. The process is actually the foundation builder of their moral character. Would everybody agree with that? If you agree with that, put your hand up, raise your hand, comment and say yes. I need to hear from y'all tonight. Okay. So my man, he's out there. I did not know. You tap in with your friends on social media. I did not know that my man Raheem was a part of the #1 promotional team in Dallas, right? And so he has that to his credit. And I appreciate him for letting me know that. So tonight he's out driving, he's out helping celebrities that have come in town check out some of our hot spots here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. So shout out to my man Raheem. Even if he doesn't join us tonight, we're still gonna have a great show. All right. What's going on, Trav? You already know Big Trip. You already know what it is. So my man, and Travis is a father himself. So to the young people, and I told you parents, look, hey, cut the video games off, grab the cell phones and sit them down and listen. I told y'all I was going to give y'all some knowledge tonight. So my background story is that I was really, really tough on my oldest 2 kids. I really was. Even though I parented them from outside the home, I was very strict with them. And I told them each, separately and together, I reserve the right, whether I'm in your home 24/7 or not, I reserve the right to have expectations of you. And since you don't know your dad's side of the family, it's up to me to show you. So bossed up, worked hard, took them home, took them to Pennsylvania, to Pittsburgh, where I'm from, for them to see the larger collective of our family. What that did for my daughter was it showed her that the expectations for the women in our family, college degree, small business owner at least, that's the expectation. She doesn't have that on her mom's side of the family. Shout out to her mom, by the way, but she didn't have that example on her mom's side of the family. When she saw how set in stone it was on dad's side of the family, she got it together. My son, when he went out there, he just saw a bunch of people that looked like him and a bunch of new friends, right? That's the kind of guy John is. But for both of them, they are like, Dad, you wasn't around much. So we want less drill sergeant and more homeboy. Wasn't going to happen. Not on my watch, right? Because I'm telling them, how can I say I love you and I want the best for you and not get you to develop the best parts of yourself? Come on, hop in there. I know y'all feeling me on that. Y'all have to watch my podcasting. For us to make a difference in our community, we have to invest in our youth. And too many of you old heads aren't spending enough time, at least talk time, trying to get into their head. The problem with that is this: our young people aren't hearing a wholesome message on a daily basis. So if you don't give them to them, they might not get it. So it's 50-50. All you old heads out there knocking the young people for what they're doing and what they're not doing, I'm telling you right now, shout out to my man Casso out there making it happen down there in Florida. I'm happy that y'all tapping in from all across the country. That's what I need. Drop your comments in here. Let me know what age. Just put the age. This is the topic. What age? Now I'll address them. What age do you believe these days kids stop listening to their parents? I want to see numbers in the comment sections, people. All right, as I continue. So because I believe through my lived experience that I have the stronger argument than my young people, who young people tend to forget because we don't look young, that we were young at one point in time, right? And so we know what the faces look like when we catch them up doing something they shouldn't do. We know what it sounds like when they're going through something, even though they say, oh, no, I got it. We know, right? So all the bravado to the side. I want you all to know that this topic is so important. We need, I'm gonna shoot it to y'all straight. I'm a straight shooter. We cannot have unity in the community until we band together in the home. Until we start circling the wagons, until we start addressing the trauma, until we start addressing the dysfunction, until we start doing these things, we can't go outside the home and share the kind of bond necessary for us to really be free, here or abroad. Saying that, I think the number these days is 11. I think at 10 they're still moldable. I think when they're still in middle, but past elementary school, I think it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap. I think once they get out of elementary school, because elementary school, if y'all think about it, it's really all about positioning. Most elementary schools we're just positioning children into certain groups. We're finding out what they know, what they don't know. We find out what kids are getting enough food at home, who have their proper clothing, who are coming to school with clean clothes on. So teachers and administrators find out a lot about a child first kindergarten and pre-K through 5th grade. But once they get into middle school, it's a wrap. I want ages. My age is 11. I think at the age 11, kids stop listening to their parents and start seeking more outside influence for how they should dress, talk, act, and think. You guys, I want to see. I'm gonna put it in all the comment sections. Taibu Muad'Dib, confirmed genius. I say age is 11. If you have an 11-year-old on down in your house, it's time to hold on tight. It's time to put in place a better strategy for how you're going to parent that child past 11. A lot of single moms lose traction at the age of 10, between age and 10 and 11. I'm telling you right now, when they hit middle school, when they hit junior high, it's like once you get out of elementary school, for kids these days, they know that technically they're not kids anymore. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in here. My man Travis says puberty. I need a number, bro. I'm putting all the comment sections age 11, and I'm gonna cut y'all off over here on Facebook because y'all need to follow me over here on excuse me. Y'all need to follow me over here on YouTube to watch the full show. And I don't feel any compunction at all about telling y'all that that's what it is. So generally speaking, I'm gonna drop the link in there so that y'all can follow me if I can find it. Let me go over here and find this link real quick. It should be on here. That's great. I don't have it on here so quick, but my link should definitely be on here. But follow me. Oh, there it is. There it is. Let's go. Copy the link. Let me get over here. So follow me, man, over here to watch the whole episode, to watch full episode. You guys, it's so important for you guys to follow me over here on YouTube because I'm officially a YouTuber now. 2024 is going to be about YouTube. It's going to be about giving you guys the best experience I can. So make sure you guys follow me over there to watch the full episode. But I appreciate you guys. Nah, 14. Nah, I need more people to chime in. I need more. Okay, Caso says 11 to 12. Okay, and biblically, the Bible gives a number. Keep that in mind for all you Christians out there and Christian parents. The Bible says that after the age of 12, their sins are their own. Okay, so that might give you guys some structure and a jump off point. So I'll go ahead and tap on that, and I'll give it a flex. Appreciate that, man. Bam, let's go. Because Caso, he definitely dropped it in there. Let's see. What else can I do with that? I'll pin that comment for a second. Caso's 11 and 12. My man Travis says 14. The reason why I say 11 is because they're able to hold phones and use these mobile devices at a very, very young age. We are using mobile devices to babysit our kids. And I don't mean when we're gone. If you find yourself giving the kid the phone or the tablet or the iPad at the dentist's office, in the grocery store, if you find yourself shooting that phone and that mobile device into their hand to keep them quiet, to make them act right, that's why I'm saying it's more 11 now than anything. All right. Putting that out there. I just want you guys to know that's where it's at. For me to go to a screen share, so the question to the floor and to the panel is, what age did I start? So I started. I stopped listening to my mom and my dad around the age of 10, but for a different reason, right? So my mom and my dad, I knew they didn't have my best interest at heart around the age of 10 because of a certain level of violence that happened in the home, and I was involved in it, and I knew right then and there that really, they weren't the ones to go to as far as like how to handle life situations, right? And I found out later on down the line, that they were using substances pretty much my whole young life, right? So I'm just shooting that out there to you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and give you some screen share. Um, it's such a sensitive topic because the dads are in the home, the moms just want to nurture, so the kids aren't getting the structure. And without the structure, they're making it up as they go along. And the internet now provides them with so much content to feed to consider. Generally speaking, and most often, they just get it wrong. They just get it wrong. But let me for the sake of argument, let me go real quick to the screen share and make my point. Now, I want all of you to realize that you get over here to YouTube and you'll see, I want you all to realize that I'm going somewhere with this tonight because I still want to offer you guys some strategies. As a certified achievement coach through the PCS system, it's important to note that even I did not know until I invested in myself and I got the coaching and I got the certification. Even I didn't know that I was not engaging in a strategy. Definitely not a winning strategy. And so my planning, it was inappropriately wanting. Definitely could do a better job of that. I'm over here screen sharing why kids stop listening to parents earlier, right? And it talks about, the reasons why kids don't listen to their parents, what the response is. It talks about, teens. It talks about, so I'll go to this one right here because it doesn't give an age. It just says 4 reasons why your child is no longer listening. All right. So let me go ahead and screen share this tab. I have to change it up every time, but I want you guys to get this. Why are teens shutting down? What's 4 reasons that professionals are saying why your kids aren't listening? And then when I give you these 4 reasons, y'all gonna see why I say about 11 years old when they just stop listening. All right. So the key points in this article are that are that kids, that parents can fall into a trap, right? A style of parenting that increase the child's misbehavior. It talks about maximizing the power of attention to increase compliance and appropriate behavior. So parents, if you're, like I said, giving the child the phone or the iPad and telling them to go sit somewhere else while you're handling your adult business, it's inappropriate. If you just give them more attention, it's saying right here in this article, as far as a key point, that you can affect positive behavior. And then it goes on to say that the parent-child interaction therapy is an effective treatment for child misbehavior. So don't just go to pills. Don't just go to somebody else. You parents, develop a better parent strategy. All right. So most parents, it says, of young children who come into the office have a similar complaint. My child won't listen. Been there myself. Not much, but I've been there. And these parents, they begin to share their experiences of frustration and exhaustion due to their child's inability to listen and follow directions. Now, raise your hand, put a comment in there like, me too, or something like that. If you've been in a situation, or if you're still stuck in a situation where your child is demonstrating an inability to listen and to follow your instructions, right? And so it talks about, what a command is. A command, it says, is telling your child what to do. And they're classified in two different sections, direct and indirect. So you either implying it with a question, please clean up your room, right? Indirect commands are also being referred to as optional. So, so you say, can you pick up your toys? Right? So you giving them a choice, but really it's direct command. Now, if you're too demanding, right, it can sound like, it can seem like you are, imagine that, your boss, you adults, imagine your boss gives you 28 commands in 5 minutes. It's almost impossible to follow 28 commands in 5 minutes, but parents are doing that. They give a whole bunch of commands, and then they have strict consequences for that child if they don't get them all right. But you're being impossible. Okay. And then the children, they crave the attention of the people who are important in their life. And they can't tell the difference at certain ages between positive and negative attention. Right. So if your command is a negative one, the effects are going to be negative, and vice versa, positive for the positive. All right. So if you give your child impossible commands, for a fact that they're going to become frustrated, they're going to shut down on you. And so when you fail to acknowledge the child did a good job, even if the command was impossible, they did their best, you fail to acknowledge that, you're going to lose that child. So these are 4 key factors. So your commands, your acknowledgement of the behavior when it's positive, forgetting to not really doing that well. These things can definitely make a difference. And you don't want to supply fuel to the fire when they're misbehaving by making poor decisions on how to redirect their energy. Very good stuff here. I'm gonna stop sharing. Very good stuff. So what are we learning? Everybody, what are we learning? Okay. I'm personally going into a situation myself where I'm regaining the confidence of my young people. That because life beats people down. Life beats you down. It does. So young people rush out the house, jump off the porch too quick, and what happened? Life beats them down. So when you are solid and you tell your kids, hey, I have the stronger argument, trust me, believe me, let's go through this process, and they don't, and life beats them down, You don't have to rub it in their face. You don't have to say, I told you so. Just be ready to embrace them again and get them back on task and make sure that that they understand why their process is important. Let me go into some more suggestions. 3 more reasons why kids don't listen to their parents. They don't think you're important or interesting. Wow. How many of you parents are boring? How many of you parents are parenting the way your parents parent you? Which obviously is applicable these days. So kids aren't going to listen because you're not engaging them with content that's, that piques their attention. The kid, they won't listen if they don't understand what you're saying and why it matters. Conjunction, if they don't understand why you're saying what you're saying and why it's important, they're not going to listen to you. Third, and this is why I told you guys, grab the phones, turn off the video games, have them sit and watch it with you. Is the third one is they're distracted by other things around them. But in general, just distracted. They're not listening to you for the first 2 reasons. You're not important or interesting, and they don't understand what you're saying or why that's important to them at that moment. So they're distracted by wanting to get back to what they want to do. All right. So Big Trip says that let me read some of this stuff. When we grew up, there wasn't an option. Why do we have to adjust? Right? Our parents had expectations and we did what was necessary to make it happen. Why do we have to change? All right. So access to non-age appropriate information. That's why, Trip. That's why you have to adjust. Young people have all access. They have greater access to information that's not age appropriate. There's no way of getting around it. No way whatsoever. The kids have access to information that's not age appropriate. That's the bottom line. Okay. So I'm gonna put up here, leave your comment, raise your hand, let's go. But yeah, Trip, kids have access, man, to stuff that we just didn't see for a long time. And remember, the internet's about connectivity. So that creepy guy around the corner, Trip, kids have to grow up faster. That creepy guy around the corner is now the creepy lady that's playing the video game that wants to, get with your son, and she's 34 or 41 and he's, 14, 15 years old. And she's grooming him by being his friend on Call of Duty to link up with her. A famous situation in Wisconsin where a lady down from Texas was actually flying up to Janesville, Wisconsin to meet a young man that had just turned 16, and they met online. So that's the reason why they have to grow up quicker. It's just people have access to them that didn't have access to them before. Now, because I'm making a difference, let me be clear. I'm gonna go into this. I'm sharing these 3 main reasons, but let me be clear. If kids aren't listening because they don't think you're important or interesting, those child sex slavery people and those children sexual assaulters out there, they definitely are going to come across interesting to your kids, right? That's what they do. So whereas you might be annoying your kids when you try to approach them about their room, cleaning the room, doing their schoolwork, XYZ, this person that wants to either abduct your child or sexually assault your child, they are definitely going to engage with them with content or conversation that your child will find interesting. It's happening right now somewhere, right now. Being a parent that doesn't have a pulse the pulse of the people. If you can't connect with your children on a certain level that they find engaging, trust me, there's an adult ready to do the wrong thing with and to that child that will. All right, making a difference tonight. Not understanding what you're saying. Trip right now is actually making this really true. Trip. They don't understand the 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s and 80s. They don't understand it. So if you were raised in that type of environment with that type of mindset, you have to parent differently because no one in their personal circle outside your home has that mindset. They don't have that same pressure. They don't. So all you're going to get from them is, oh, why do I have to? Tamika doesn't. Why do I have to? You know, Mazuke doesn't. So that's the reality of it. Kids have access to age inappropriate stuff sooner, and they definitely are being people have access to them that can do them harm sooner than back in our day because we didn't have the internet as prevalent as you guys have it now. All right. Shout out to Donna Wright, Sasanke Wright. Everybody that's checking me in from Facebook. Pauline Johnson. Shout out to everybody over here on TikTok that's jumping in. I appreciate you guys. Distracted by other things. Wow. Woo. Distractions. Distractions. Raise your hand if you bought your child a phone or iPad and tablet, and now you're the distraction. Come on now, I know I'm talking to somebody. If you're the distraction now, raise your hand. You know what it is if you're the distraction. We're going to go into the point where tonight I'm going to put up in the comment section. I'm going to put up in this comment section a 2-week challenge. All right. Yeah, Trip said what happened to because I said so. Yeah, it doesn't work anymore because they think that they know more because they're exposed to pretty much the same stuff you are. They think they got it. But yeah, so the 2-week challenge. So I'm gonna propose this right here. I want to challenge all of you parents. I want to challenge all of you young people, right? 2 weeks. See if we can get this done. It's the holidays. We're all talking about giving thanks. I'm thankful for this. I'm thankful for that, right? It's a good time to start this challenge because young people, you have to be thankful that you have someone there providing and trying to lead you the right way. There are a lot of people out there, a lot of young folks out there that have parents who are substance abusers, who are willing to physically abuse them to get their way. A lot of young people out there are dealing with this. So please give thanks if you're not dealing with those circumstances. All right, young people, parents, you might think, I can't believe that. You might think that your young person is the worst young person in the world, but there are young people out there who are literally, I don't know where this fly came from, but it's not going to kill my show. We have young people out there who are literally making very, very poor decisions all the time and driving their parents crazy. So I want both of you, young people and adults, for the next 2 weeks to spend more time interacting positively and speaking about the things that child or that parent does right. Next 14 days, from now until mid-December, I want you guys to make it a point every day to say something positive to your parent or to your young person. This is going to do 2 things. is going to strengthen the bond because you're going to have to pay attention to them both ways in order to compliment them on what they do well. Mess around and find out you didn't even know your child or your parent, for you young people. What does your child do well? Are you helping that young person develop that skill? And likewise, young people, don't run over your mom or your dad or both. Don't run over them. Don't take it for granted that you have people there that care about you and that are putting it in your life. So this is a winning strategy. And I shout out to my man, Don Rico. I sound a little bit like him when he did the intervention for my girlfriend and I, but this is what it comes down to. If you want to make a difference in your home right now, I'm telling you guys, and I'm going to come back to it. Put it down. 14 days. Each day, we're going to say something positive. Not just in general, but about what that person does well. All right. My 13-year-old, he and I really are really developing a really great bond. And that happened organically by me continuing to reach out to him. He's out of state. Until I listened to him and he talked about something. Okay. So then we talked about this movie coming out. Okay. Went and saw the movie. And now, like, we legitimately have a much tighter bond just because I heard him say something. I acted on it. And now we can continue that. It's crazy. Just by looking at what he does well. What are your children doing well? Are you speaking about that enough? Right? For 14 days, each day, that's 14 times. You guys are going to find out that they're going to be like, man, what's going on? You know, you're going to find out that you haven't been having the kind of relationship that you thought you had with your young person. With young people, you can't just be around them. Listen to me. Listen to me, people. All right. Say it like this. The young people, they're definitely thinking that it could be better if they manipulate you, that their life will be better if they can somehow supersede what you're trying to do with them. And I'm saying that at 11, the young people these days at age 11 are wanting to come just do their own thing. No more grade school. I'm not a little kid anymore. I want to dress how I want to dress. Leave me alone. I want to talk. I want to talk. If I don't want to go to school, forget about it. I know what's happening. I'm telling you, middle school is the new high school. 11 years old, I'm telling you, that's when it's happening. The talking back, the shutting down, the shutting you out. You guys haven't watched my podcast. Earlier this year, a couple, adults here, a couple were supplying fentanyl-laced pills to middle school kids. All over the news. Y'all can look it up. A couple was supplying fentanyl-laced pills to kids in middle school, 11, 12, and 13 years old. Tragically, they died. Like I think 6 or 7 middle schoolers it might have been more, I'm giving it a low number, died taking fentanyl-laced pills. And that's how I know that kids are stop listening to the parents at a much younger age. Much younger age. Ever before. So if I can't pull that up, I'm gonna do something drastic about this fly, y'all. If it come back, I swear. So if I can't pull it up, because you need to see this, you need to understand. It's not a game out here. How can back in my days, man, when I was in middle school, oh nah. Like Tripp said, it was because I say so type thing, right? I'm just putting it in here while I'm doing this, but I'm telling you right now, for FET 10, I think it's A 10. Fentanyl. I don't know how to spell it, y'all. I don't know how to spell it because I always use it. Let's go. All right. ABC News. Texas couple charged with dealing fentanyl-laced pills to middle schoolers. We'll go to the screen share. Come over to YouTube if you want to watch the full episode. I'm going to hop off here. Y'all see what it is. Facebook. Facebook to YouTube at Type with Deep. Just punch my name, my Facebook name in, and you guys got it. I'm gonna go over Instagram. I'm gonna give my Instagram people some of this screen share knowledge. I just want you guys to know that young people are going outside the home at ages 11, as early as age 11, and their peers are getting them to make decisions that are fatal. All right. Had to get off Facebook. I was giving them too much game. They got to come over here and join me over here on YouTube. Let's go. All right. Get over here on my Instagram page. You already know what it is. Get out of here. Let's go crazy. Go a little bit wild. All right. Okay, we going live over here. You know what it is. Paste it. Okay. Let's go. And reading this verbatim, Texas couple, this was February 7th, 2023. Now, I've been podcasting for over 2 years. So this was something I podcast about. You can go back and check the episode out if you wanted to get the full scoop. But it said, Texas couple charged with dealing fentanyl-laced pills to middle school. The Justice Department said on Monday, that's what it said. The Texas couple was charged with dealing pills laced with fentanyl. It's spelled Fentanyl, which led to 3 deaths of students. A 21-year-old man, a 29-year-old woman were dealing fentanyl-laced pills. They allegedly dealt fake Percocet and Oxycontin pills laced with fentanyl, commonly known as M30s. They gave them to high school age drug dealers for them to sell it around the R.L. Turner School and younger high school and younger students at DeWitt Perry and Dan F. Long Middle School. In just 6 months, 10 children overdosed and 3 died as a result of the pills. The youngest victim was 13. Man. Died at 13. Overdose and died. Taking a fake Percocet or Oxycontin. Why are middle school age kids trying to pop a perk or an oxy? Tell you why. Because you parents, like the thing said, you're not interesting, you're not holding their attention, they don't understand what you're saying and why it's important, and you're allowing them to be distracted when you're bringing it up. Only reason my podcasts haven't gone viral, each and every one of them, is because it's positive content, but it needs to be said, and I need to feel like I'm making a difference in my community. So tonight's podcast is entertaining to a degree where I'm trying to make it lighthearted, but it's a serious issue. Serious issue. Don't blow it off. Do not blow off the need for them kids to have structure and for you to have a connection with them beyond that. This news report breaks down the plot. The court document said that one of the people in the couple sold the pills directly to the students. They saw one of the people in the other couple hand the pills to a student drug dealer. Right? Another student who overdosed twice and was temporarily paralyzed by the overdose said and stated she was familiar with one of the adults and had previously had purchased multiple. And so, man, get in tune with your kids. Get in tune with your kids, or you might come into the room and see a bottle and see your child not be responsive. Get in tune with your kids. Because if they can get adults to, drugs from adults, they can also have them adults buy them alcohol. And when you mix certain medications with alcohol, it's not good. It's not good. It's not good. Not at all. I'm going to stop sharing right there. I appreciate you guys. I went so far, man. My man Lava, he couldn't make it in. He's actually riding around with some celebrities tonight. It's the craziest thing to find out that somebody I've been going back and forth on Instagram with is actually linked in with the #1 promotional label down here, an entertainment label down here in Dallas. So shout out to them and what they're doing. My final words. I asked if I would ask it of the guests. I'll give you guys my final words. My final words on the subject is simply this. We learned that this 14-day challenge can change the trajectory of your child's life forever. If you do it properly, parents, you're going to learn more about your child. They're gonna see that parent-to-child interaction as you rededicating yourself to being the kind of parent they're looking to have. They do have some say-so in it these days, and they believe that they do. If you don't believe they do, they believe that they do. So if you don't want to alienate them for real, go ahead, make a move with them. Now, but my final thoughts on the subject is, age 11, easily age 11, because that's probably the age those 13-year-olds that perished started doing drugs. Kind of bad shipment, bad batch. Taibu Muad'Dib, Certified Goal Achievement Coach. I want you to know that if you're stuck right now and you don't have a strategy to get unstuck, go ahead and leave a comment. Put unstuck in the comment section. I'll be to holler at you. I'm gonna go ahead and hop off this right here, giving them everything they could feel, give them something. Yeah, and then just go right on to the next thing. Just doesn't make any sense to not do it the right way. Send off so many people, man, in my lifetime. A lot of people I wish were still here. Um, that's part of the game. Taibu Muad'Dib, and that's the show, folks. Let's go. Appreciate y'all. I usually give y'all a little bit extra. Look, the juice is this. As a strategy guy, hey, if your child doesn't listen, let's fix your strategy. You and I together. Over the holiday season, reach out to me. I have a new look program, 3 different options, way to get in, to get started. If you have a losing strategy right now, you definitely turn into a winning strategy. No problem. I'm Taibu Muad'Dib, and that is the show.